Just ahead on Crossroads, some experienced Civil Air Patrol leaders teach young cadets the ropes of the Air Force.
We hear from Mary Lou Prickett with the Brookhaven Food Pantry about how they are helping keep local residents well fed.
Comic lovers head out to Giant Comic Con in Marion to represent their favorite characters.
And see how some girls are mastering the balance beam with a little red, white, and boom. It's all just ahead on Crossroads.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Crossroads. I'm Randall King.
And I'm Shaylee Clark.
And I know it's only been a couple of weeks, but it seems like we've been away from this set forever.
I know, but time flies. And so here we are again. So
we do see each other off camera, so we kind of see each other in other settings. But you miss here. You miss having new things to tell the audience, so it's always good to be back.
I'm glad to be back.
Can you believe we're talking about Thanksgiving already?
I can't believe. I was just thinking that the other day that we're nearly, 2 weeks away now?
Well, it just kind of clicks along. I've always said the fall around here just September seems really, really slow, and then you hit October and it's boom, boom, boom. And we are also in the season of celebrating veterans, which I love in Grant County. It's turned from Veterans Day to kind of really a month of emphases.
Which sometimes, we skip right ahead to Thanksgiving and Christmas but I really like focusing on Veterans Day because it's such a special holiday for our country.
And lots of veterans in Grant County. I don't know how it compares to the rest of the country or the rest of the state, but I always felt like we have a larger percentage of veterans that have served and people serving in Grant County, so lots of attention to these sorts of things.
Yeah, and people, they grow up in families who were actively involved in the military, and then they want to go follow in their footsteps as early as they can. Well, the Marion Civil Air Patrol has been in Marion for decades. It offers a chance to be a part of the official branch of the Air Force, and for some, it means lacing up their boots a little early.
You usually want to leave the jumping jacks at PE class, but these young cadets are leaders in training, taking every meeting at Civil Air Patrol seriously. Lieutenant North joined the organization when he was just 13 years old. 45 years later, he's still actively involved with the Marion Squadron.
It's done good, and that's part of the reason I stay in it, because I can watch some of the cadets that come in and watch them grow, and they can go from being just shy cadets and become good leaders.
All cadets present are accounted for, ma'am.
This nonprofit organization was created 73 years ago as a way for aviation enthusiasts to use their skills in civil defense. Lieutenant North was born and raised in Marion and has seen 4 decades of change throughout the organization. But even in the number differences and technological advances, he stays involved to serve the community.
I like to give back to the community, and this is a way to do that. And it's also a way that I can continue to do some spatial activities and work with other agencies.
Commander Jacqueline Miller also joined when she was 13. She was unable to join the military due to medical reasons, but kept with Civil Air Patrol to keep living the passion for the military life and teaching others what it means to be a true leader.
I didn't know when I was 13 I would learn to help educate, but I actually really enjoy educating folks. And there's a lot of kids out there, even adults, that just need someone to care about what they think and say and do, and be a part of something in a group.
Commander North helps teach the cadets flag folding, color guard, and proper military etiquette. The organization allows cadets to be involved in real-world experiences. Roughly 90% of search and rescue for downed aircraft is through Civil Air Patrol.
To give back to our communities instead of just take. I mean, there's always got to be a star to reach for, and we have so many opportunities in this program that you can do that.
Definitely helping me by gaining leadership a lot. Helping me with working as a team and just helping out other people, and it's helping me all around.
It's basic leadership skills, but also skills that can help the cadets in every area of their lives.
I went to an encampment over the summer. It's a week long and kind of like military camp, if you will. And I went back to school, and I was different in the classroom. Instead of coming in all slumped over, I'd sit up straight and listen to my teacher.
The thing that I think keeps us going in this world and keeps us strong as who we are is our connectedness. And you spend so much time together doing these things and working hard on this stuff that the walls start to look like home, and everyone here starts to become like home, and then you want to know how everyone's doing, and you're checking on them.
When you're done folding, your flag will not bleed.
Since its start in 1941, the Marion Civil Air Patrol continues to preserve its past by serving the community. And with every jumping jack, the group hopes to make lifelong leaders out of their young cadets.
Shaylee, growing up in a military family, I think you don't realize, unless you are around it a lot, just how much culture there is to that, in a good way. You respect what the officers and all the order and discipline that it takes to really be a military family, to be a military officer. So something like Civil Air Patrol is great for that.
It's really another lifestyle, and just like you saw, it really gives maybe people a chance who aren't able to serve, gives them a chance to be a part of it, and for young kids to come up and start getting involved at such a young age and develop those skills, which I think is incredible.
And that search and rescue component that you mentioned in the piece too. I've seen Civil Air Patrol groups train for that at another place where I covered them, and it's exciting, and it gives them real world application to what they're doing while they're learning.
It's true. I mean, 12 years old and you're doing that. That could be incredible. Well, when we come back, we talk with Mary Lou Prickett.
She's from the Brookhaven Food Pantry, and you can hear how you can help out this holiday season. Stay with us. Well, the holiday season is quickly approaching, and Brookhaven Food Pantry has already started getting ready to the busiest time of the year. And we've invited Mary Lou Prickett to come in and tell us about that. And Mary Lou, we know there are many fine charities in Grant County, but Brookhaven Food Pantry is one of those that rises to the top. You were telling us 20 years.
It's been going for 20 years.
Does anything change around Thanksgiving to Christmas, or since you're a year-round ministry, does it just stay the same?
It pretty much stays the same. We get new people every week. Our people are able to come every 6 months. And so each week there are many new people in Grant County that come.
So do you guys do a lot of the scoping out, trying to find the families, or do the people come to you?
The people come to us. It's word of mouth. We put signs up that we're open and invite anyone. We do not require any financial documents or anything. We ask for an ID. And beyond that, we're willing to serve.
Well, we know you're year-round, but this is the time of year when lots of people think about giving for whatever reason. So what do you try to do in the next 6 weeks? Do you try to stockpile? Do you have a surge also in need, or does that average itself out? What do you need people to do out there if they want to give?
We would take either financial donations or actual food donations, and they can be taken to the office at the church at any time. We have other churches that help us from time to time. Our congregation is very good about giving and helping us out. We get some help from Meyer Corporation, and we've also gotten a grant from Moorhead Corporation. Those things keep us going.
And that's one of the things that I've noticed is a lot of times in a community you might have multiple organizations, and we do, but a lot of times others just get behind and say, okay, they're doing it right, we'll just support them. And that's sort of what's happened for Brookhaven.
I think so. College Wesleyan is one of the churches that has been collecting food for us, and we've got a few other churches that have gotten behind to partner with us.
And do you find that the people of Grant County are really ready to jump on board and help with the food pantry? They're ready to donate?
We've gotten a good response every time we've gone to other places to ask for donations or whatever. Yes, Grant County has been very good, even though Grant County is one of the poorest counties in the state. We still have gotten a good response.
Let's talk a little bit more about the individuals, because in addition to wanting to give their money, sometimes people want to engage in service at this time of year. Will they get in the way if they show up and want to help out, and what does that look like?
We are always grateful for anyone who wants to help, and we usually can find a job for them to do. We have people that work in the back that fill the orders, and we have people that sit out and talk with our guests and pray with them while they're there and just get to know them a little more. So we have really two different options that they could help with, and we have people that use our pantry who come and volunteer.
Is that every day, or
It's
I don't
just
think we gave
Tuesday
the hours.
morning.
Tuesday morning.
For 2 hours is all we're open.
So it's not a huge commitment, but you can engage in some kind of service.
Exactly.
And what is just your favorite part about being involved?
I'm passionate about it, and I think it's just not that we give them food, which they need, but we call it God's Love Food Pantry because we feel like we're an extension of God's love, and that we not only feed them the physical, but we feed them the spiritual also. And I think that's where I find my best.
And I know there's some shame in some families trying to do that. So that communicative part, that standing outside and talking to people, probably does help ease that for people that, you know, they're just not showing up and getting money. They're actually engaging and talking to a person.
And we've gotten a lot of people who have just said, I'm just so grateful that you've taken the time. I just needed to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
And they don't have those people, so.
Well, it's made a huge difference, I'm sure, in your church, and it's made a huge difference in this community. Many years, and it's one of the many ways that you can be involved this season. So if you want to know more about how to help this organization, the Food Pantry, you can call Brookhaven Wesleyan Church, 674-2237. And as she said, it's every Tuesday, whether it's Christmas or not.
Well, we do take off the week of Christmas.
Oh, well, that's good.
But beyond that, we're usually
But the
open.
rest of the time, it's 360, you know,
All
it's
year
all year
round.
round.
All year round.
Well, thank you so much, Mary. When we come back, the comics come alive in Marion.
You're going to get to see how comic book collectors flock to the first annual Giant Comic Con right in Marion. Stay with us.
Well, welcome back to Crossroads. Randall, I have to ask a question. Were you a big Marvel fan growing up?
Funny you should ask. I had this little narrow window around 7th grade where I read comic books, and then I left them aside. So anything that's in the movies now, I'm always sitting there saying, well, that's not the way it was in 1976 or whatever like that. But I'm enjoying them in the movies with everyone. I'm just not going to go buy them.
Oh, I'm more of a movie person. I don't think I've ever picked up a comic book, ever, like an original. Maybe it's something I need to do, but I
You know,
haven't.
there's still a die-hard following, and you don't have to be a 7th grader like I would. And those movies and TV shows that are everywhere have really brought back a lot of people into the fold with comics. And Marion, believe it or not, wanted to join in on the action and host an event to bring those collectors together. You've heard of it other places. Our own Ryan Flaherty went to the Marion Giant Comic Con and found out that the passion extends well beyond the page.
Where is the one place that you could find superheroes, your favorite TV characters, and 16th century royalty? Why, Comic-Con, of course. These conventions happen all over the world, but this year, the comics came alive in Marion. Whether an old action figure or your favorite comic book, you can find it all at Comic-Con. You can even dress up as your favorite character.
The best part about being king, everything.
And others, like King Henry, take the costume very seriously.
Actually, the best part about being king is being able to sit in this chair and just watch people walk by and marvel at my greatness. We still have jokes. Yes.
Other people have grown up with it, and they come just because they love the community.
Just being able to walk around and see the different vendors, different booths, and be able to talk with them because they have the same passion that I do.
The fan base may be small in Marion, but it is definitely growing.
Yeah, I think it's starting to build up. It started small, but I think as the movies and TV shows keep coming out, it's going to get bigger and bigger, absolutely.
Todd Nightenhelser, the event organizer, has been preparing the event since June, hoping to make the first Marion Comic-Con a success.
Marion needs to know that they're not just in the middle of nowhere. Now, there are a lot of people that enjoy this, and you don't have to travel 100 miles minimum to have a good time. We can bring it here, and we can have a good time here in Marion.
And there's more to do at a Comic-Con than just looking at collectibles. The event offered board games, fashion shows, and even a chance for humans to take up their Nerf guns and battle the zombies.
Coming this way!
Pop culture is all about being who you're not, having fun with what you've grown up to enjoy. So comic books and toys and things like that, those things make people happy. And if you can go one weekend of the year and have a good time and be happy with things that make you happy, then it's totally worth the time and the money.
Through donations and events, the organizers were able to show that comics can be a force for good in the community.
Comic books as a rule is a great way for imagination to grow. And if imagination's growing, then they have to read. And if you're reading more, well, we're creating smarter kids.
If you want to discover a new comic, try out hundreds of games, blast zombies, or become an infamous monarch, all of that and more can happen at Marion Giant Comic-Con. For Crossroads, I'm Ryan Flaherty.
I tell you what, Randall, I went out there and visited the Giant Comic-Con.
Where was your uniform? I was going to see superhero Shaylee.
I didn't wear one. I guess I wasn't one of those passionate
You weren't committed.
comic lovers. But King Henry would not break character to save his life.
Well, he's king, and it's good to be king.
It's good to be king.
I can say that, too. It's a lot of fun. I'm just ready for the cast of the Avengers 2 to come to the next Marion Comic-Con, holding out for that.
The real deal. Yeah, I'm ready for that, too.
I would be there. Well, somersaults, cartwheels, and flips are a breeze for this next group of athletes.
It's Mid-America Gymnastics when we come back.
Well, welcome back to Crossroads. I think, Shaylee, this show we've been going down memory lane, talking last hour about comic books, or last segment about comic books and my childhood. What about your childhood? Did you figure skate or gymnastics or any of those little girl kind of things? Not the stereotype, but
a little bit of gymnastics, but I lacked the agility. Kind of. I can barely stay on 2 feet.
And
yet
the
alone.
poise and the coordination.
Everything.
Besides
the
that, you were
coordination
good.
especially, falling off of the 1 foot balance beam. My parents realized, maybe we should get you into something like softball or something.
So just standing on the
Stuck with
beam,
that.
you really couldn't do that, much less any tricks.
Yes, and I have the home videos to prove that is how bad that was.
Fortunately, not everyone's in your situation when it comes to basic raw talent.
Which is good. A lot of people are good. But tumbling and flipping isn't the only thing that gymnastics has to offer. It's a mixture of strength, flexibility, and a whole lot of dedication. And Marissa Hinderacher headed out to Mid-America's Red, White, and Boom competition and saw firsthand just how serious some jumping around can be.
Balance, strength, agility, and encouragement. That's what it takes to be an athlete with Mid-America Gymnastics in Marion.
You have to stay focused and do your routine over and over and again and listen to the coaches and see what you need to do better.
Alexis Roush knows how it's done. She's only 12 years old, but she's been in the gym since she was 3.
I do love it. I plan on trying to do college gymnastics and maybe go to Olympics.
Over 250 gymnasts joined Alexis for Mid-America's 3rd annual Red, White, and Boom meet. They competed in several events, trying for scores that could land them a spot in the state competition.
Well, I had solid routines and I got really good scores.
I got a bunch of 8s and like a 9 on vault, and I've never gotten a 9 before.
But it wasn't just about the scores.
Everybody's coming around to cheer and to watch everybody do their thing.
Being with the people and just getting to have fun with them and learn. It's really nice because you get to cheer them on and support them as well as they support you.
Whether they were on the floor or in the air, these girls were doing what they do best.
It's really fun because you get to swing and have fun. The air looks like you're flying.
Gymnastics is a very unusual sport. It requires strength and flexibility, and typically those two don't go together. These kids today are used to instant gratification. Gymnastics is not that sport. It's a long time process. It's a journey, and I think that's very helpful for young ladies and a good lifetime skill that we acquire.
No matter where they go from here, these young athletes are learning the skills they need to fly. For Crossroads, I'm Marissa Hinderacher.
And I'm just looking at that, thinking about the Olympics every 4 years, which if you have ladies in the house, you must watch that. and thinking these young girls are so intense, even at this local level, very, very focused.
It's a very intense sport too.
Yeah.
But, you know, going back to what they said, you know, it's a lot of time. They put in so much practice in the gym. I mean, I've had friends who have been in it and they have no social life. It's all gymnastics.
Yeah,
So
it's really a real deal. And I know I've been at a couple of different things over at Mid-America. They're doing really good work right here in Grant County.
and all starting at a young age.
Yep.
Well, we want you to know that we value your input on the show. If you have ideas for stories or want to comment on something you've seen here in Crossroads, you can email us at crossroads@indwest.edu. That's crossroads@indwes.edu. And if you have a handwritten note, you can drop us a note at WIWTV, 4201 South Washington Street, Marion, Indiana, 46953.
Or you can always check out past episodes and all of our local programming by visiting our website. It's WIWUTV.com. If you put that /Crossroads on there, you'll get connected right to all of our local stories. And don't forget about social media. Check out Facebook and Twitter, and that's where you get a behind-the-scenes look at where we're going and what we're doing as the fall turns into winter. We'll be out and about in the community. It's facebook.com/WIWUTV, or follow us on Twitter at WIWUTV. And Shaylee, with the promise of really, really cold weather, I think it's time for you to go outside and, I don't know, demonstrate something like how to shiver this year. I think I can see that in the planning, a demonstration. Here's what not to do.
You know what, though? They keep saying it's going to be cold winter, but I'm still holding to that. They're wrong.
They're wrong. It's going to be
just gonna
moderate.
Be normal.
Just normal. Normal will
Yes.
be cold enough. I can guarantee you one thing. When we take the show to the Walkway of Lights,
Oh, it'll be freezing.
or to the parade, it'll be really, really cold. We've had days that's been like 50, 50, 50. Parade day, boom, 25.
So come find us as we're freezing.
Yes, it is going to happen, but get out there and enjoy all those things. And meanwhile, for everyone who's worked on this show, I'm Randall King.
And I'm Shaylee Clark. The Crossroads of Life bring people together, and that's what we try to do here each week.
Thanks for watching, everyone. So long.